So today's lesson is going to be about timelines. I'll start by asking you guys a question. What is a timeline? Allison?
A timeline is an order of events in time.
That's a really precise definition. Thank you. So a timeline, as Allison said, is an order of historical events in time. And another word for in time is chronological. So whenever we make a timeline for this class, we have to make sure all the events are in chronological order. And the reason that it's important is because it can be hard to understand things out of order. And what I'm going to do right now is give you two 4 events that led up to the Iranian hostage crisis that don't have dates on them. So they're just random events in time. And then I'm going to give you two these same 4 events with dates. And what I want you guys to do is put it in the order that you think is right, and then you guys put it in the right order, and then we'll compare. I'll give you guys just a few more seconds to work on this. All right, Drea, would you mind reading out to the rest of the class what you put?
Sure. Khomeini proclaims Iran is the Islamic Republic of Iran, becomes supreme ruler. Khomeini supporters take over the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, Iran's capital, and takes 52 American hostages. The Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returns from exile, becomes a leader of the revolution. The Shah, king, flees Iran with his family because of pressure and unrest.
All right, thank you. Carrie, could you please read what you put?
Sure. The Shah, king, flees Iran with his family because of pressure and unrest. The Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returns from exile, becomes leader of the revolution. Khomeini proclaims Iran as the Islamic Republic of Iran, becomes supreme leader. And Khomeini supporters take over the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, Iran's capital, and take 52 American hostages.
Thank you. So as you can see, these two timelines, they have the same events, but they're pretty different in the way that they're ordered. So before I talk about why the difference matters, I'll ask you guys this question. Why do we use timelines to study history? Eva?
To understand why events happen.
That's a really good answer. Thank you, Eva. So unless we had our events in chronological order, our timelines would just be lines. And this isn't math. This is history. The reason that we study events is so that we can understand why these events happened. So in the example of the Iranian hostage crisis, we can see that at the beginning of 1979, the king who used to rule the country had to leave because of all the pressure and unrest, because people didn't want him to rule anymore. Then, the next month, the Ayatollah Khomeini comes back from his exile and he becomes a leader of the revolution. So instead of it just being a bunch of people that were mad at the leader, they had a common new leader that can bring them a new country. Then, a couple months later, he proclaims that Iran is now the Islamic Republic of Iran, and he becomes the supreme leader. So now he rules the country. And because he rules the country, he gets his supporters to take over the U.S. Embassy and take the 52 American hostages. So as you can see, we went from the king leaving to the hostage crisis. And the reason we have these events dated is because we can see why each thing that happened led to another thing that happened that led up to our final event in our timeline. So timelines like this are sort of hard to memorize because it just seems like a bunch of random things. So I came up with a little chant for you guys to memorize so you can understand this better. So I want you guys to repeat after me. 79 was a crazy year.
79 was a crazy year.
The Shah departed out of fear.
The Shah departed out of fear.
The people followed Khomeini
The people followed Khomeini
and then took over the embassy.
and then took over the embassy.
So now we'll do it all at once. 79 was a crazy year. The Shah departed out of fear. The people followed